Do you consider yourself to be good at flirting? Can you charm the pants off of anything with 2 feet and a heartbeat? And are you a silver tongue? If you are none of these things, don't fear. I'm Kate Spring, dating and relationship coach from Victoria, BC, and I'm here to guide you on some of the flirting mistakes that men make with women. Forget whatever advice you learned in elementary school that taught you being mean to a woman was an acceptable form of flirting. Being mean to someone is not flirting, it's being an ass. If you want to make a good, lasting impression on her, don't play those kind of games. Be sincere. I, like a lot of other girls, was told that if a boy was mean to me, it really just meant that he liked me. This is one of the worst things to be taught when you were younger. This meant that I spent a good chunk of my teenage years chasing boys who were mean to me, thinking that this was their awkward way of saying that they liked me. It was wrong then and it's wrong now. If you like someone, don't be mean to them. It's childish and will often lead to disappointment for both you and your girl of interest. And remember guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond to them personally as soon as I can. The key to successfully approaching a woman that you're attracted to is know that women want to be approached in a sincere way. We want to feel like we stand out and are unique. If you approach us with a cheesy pickup line, then chances are we know you've probably tried that on a handful of girls before you got to us. Being sincere is not being a pussy. Being sincere is actually a sign of maturity and lets us know that you're mature and aren't just looking to get in our pants, even if that's your end game. Having a genuine interaction with a woman will work wonders for you, I promise. Another mistake some men make when trying to flirt with women is that they steer the conversation in a serious direction too soon. When you approach a woman in any situation and your agenda is to be flirty, having a deep, meaningful conversation doesn't read as flirty to most people. Our minds are dark and twisted enough without having to interact with a crush in such a serious way right from the get-go. So keep the conversations lighthearted and funny. This would not be an ideal time to disclose any of your strange sexual fetishes. We also want to avoid being too random. Let that happen once you've gotten to know her and you understand each other's sense of humor. To start then, be light. All living things move toward the light, whether a plant or human. It's where we all want to be. While we're learning some flirting mistakes, to get some solutions, head on over to katespring.com/free and get a hold of a free copy of my ebook, The Attraction Building Handbook, which will give you ample information on how to get the woman you want. That's katespring.com/free, and I'll be sure to leave the link in the details below. Okay, this next mistake is one that is far too common, and that is when guys are too drunk. Don't get me wrong, there's a time and a place for liquid courage, but when you're genuinely trying to flirt, being drunk is more of a hindrance than a turn on. There's nothing worse than being out with your friends only to have the drunkest guy in the bar approach you with stale beer on his breath and a faint hint of cigarette smoke trailing him. There is, however, something to be said about the guy who is able to compose himself in that type of environment. If you're able to have a couple of drinks and let your guard down and get into some good-natured flirting, then I'd say you're well on your way to becoming boyfriend material. All right, my last tip in creating an effective flirting game is to be genuine in your conversation. Ask her questions about herself by all means, but avoid the yes or no types of questions. Remember, this is a conversation, not an interrogation. So be interested, be sincere, keep eye contact, and let her know that she has your attention. Sometimes being an active listener is more important than anything you could say. The quickest way to end a conversation is to pay attention to everyone else in the room, but the person that you're speaking to. And the more resilient you are in your flirting, the better off you will be, and honestly, the more practice you have, the more comfortable you will be in that state of mind. If you can avoid teasing in an unkind way, being a downer in your conversation, avoid being intoxicated, and rather ask her interesting questions, then I have no doubt your flirting game will be fruitful. All right, YouTube, that's all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to stay up to date with my latest videos. Thanks for watching. I'm Kate Spring.